Refresh my PTR. That's how my kids, my children's Bible. Read that.
All right, Salak. Let me get this scripture real quick.
That's
Um,
the children's Bible, Ak.
you
Huh?
got the children's
Ak.
Bible.
You got the Precious Moments Bible?
I
No,
got
man, we not doing that.
Yo, yo.
That just explained that you're a baby. That's
Ak,
why you're a baby in this word.
Yo,
Ak,
I gotta make it third grade for you. I'm 23 years
Ak.
in this
Oh
word. How long?
man,
I'm
he went to
23 years.
get the sincere milk for
What
real.
you?
Look, can we read this
23
scripture?
years, bro.
yo,
Oh
Ak.
my
All right.
God.
What? Hold on, Judah. What manuscript this Bible came from?
Don't look like anybody else coming for the smoke for real. So
All right.
we didn't
Oh
already
man,
know what it.
these cats ain't got no smoke. You know they ain't got no smoke, man. Y'all like that. Y'all like that lightweight.
Judah, man.
Who y'all fooling? Y'all ain't fooling nobody, man.
Hey.
Judah, I'm gonna tell you this, bro,
Salakia. Hey, real
and
quick.
this is
Hey,
out of
Judah.
sincerity too.
Uh,
Judah, I love you because you my brother, man.
yeah.
Just all I say is when we brothers that gave you assignments, you know what I mean? Just see if we wrong.
I have. I've done. I've got my. Listen, the only assignment that Panah is talking about, he wanted me to make a chart, and I
Of
told
what?
him my
Of what?
chart.
Wait. Of what? Of what, Judah? Of what?
he
Of
wanted he
what?
wanted me to make a chart of the table of nations.
Okay, but how many nations? How many nations are there?
I mean, come on, man. I don't know off the top of my head. I'll look it up. But let me hold on,
All right, so
Kawan.
hold on. I'm gonna help you with your homework.
Yo, Kawan, Panah ain't even tag you in yet. Kawan, you
Nah,
gotta get
but let me help you with your homework. At least then
nah,
you
listen,
get it done
listen,
faster.
listen. I don't need the homework because I got the original 1611 with the chart already in it. Why do
Oh
I need
my
to recreate the
God.
chart?
Here we go. All right. So this is what I want you to do. It's 18 nations. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Just figure out who the 18 nations are, and then we can have an intelligible conversation about it. That's
Listen,
all the brother wants you to do.
but no, but look, it's not even just based on that. That's just one aspect of it. The chart. I'm looking at history. It's, y'all think that the Edomites just went and conquered the world. That is not what happened. Japheth was enlarged and spread out. Japheth, the Europeans
That's
are
You
spread
know
out.
what?
that's not what that means.
I'm gonna let you deal with him, Kawan. But I got one question. If if the white man is not Esau, what nation is the white man? And I don't want to hear Gentile because Gentile is not. It's in the Bible, but it's not a tribe.
He
It's a
already said the
tribe of a
Japheth.
nation of people, but it's not a tribe. So what
He
tribe do
he
the
said the
white
white
man
man.
Well, it
descend
depends on
from?
He
it
already
depends
said
on
the
what
Japheth.
you're talking
He
about. If you're
said that
talking
they
about the
descend from
Greek,
Japheth.
you're talking about the Greeks, you're talking about Javon. If you're talking about the Irish and the Celtic peoples, you're talking about Gomer. If you're talking about them little hat niggas, you're talking about Ashkenaz. What we talking about? Don't they call themselves the Ashkenazi?
The
Who is Ashkenaz?
Celtics.
Esau
The Celt.
usurped them. Esau
Hey,
went
the
over there and sold tares over there in Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, where Cain and all of them dwell.
No, man,
hey
no.
Judah.
The
The Celtics.
Khazarian and
The
I'm
the
gonna
Celtics
let
are
Khazar.
Ram
black.
Gadol get at your head, and the brothers, if somehow you want to deal with him, you can get at it. I'm
And I
not
was
gonna
just like,
say anything because I'm in my happy place, and I'm not gonna
We
let
got
him get me out the
no.
spirit.
Look,
Goddamn.
I'm not. I don't
hey
Um,
Judah.
understand.
If he
You sound
I
like
don't
you're
even know if
happy
he know
place,
why
though.
they call hey Judah.
What?
Ashkenazi Jews.
Yo, listen. You know what would get me out of my happy place? If the white man was my brother. That's what would get me out of my happy place. That's what
So
y'all trying to make them.
you want the
Y'all trying
Arabs
to
to be
make
your
the
brother?
white man our big
Bro.
brother.
Even if the
So the
white,
Arabs are big
okay,
brother?
right. So listen, right. This is funny. Even if the white, if we say Esau's the white man, yes, okay, we say, yeah, he is our twin brother, right? But even if they
Hell no.
Japheth, hold on, even if they Japheth, that's Shem brother. I mean, I don't see the problem.
Nah, that ain't our twin. No, that ain't our twin though. Just like Ham ain't our twin. We got a twin brother. That was Esau, man. And that nigga, after he got his ass kicked in by the Nabateans, he went into southern Judea, whom the Greeks called Idumea. That's all I was.
Hey, Judah,
That's all I was. They didn't go
can,
nowhere. They didn't other than the line that when Esau mixed with the Hittites, because remember Esau got two faces. He mixed
Judah,
with the Israelites and the Hittites. Go ahead, bro.
can we go to Genesis 9:27 real quick? I want to show you something.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm with it. Let me get the sword. Let me
Uh,
get it.
Kind. And when you go there, peep this. Because what makes it so difficult, this brother believes in the Enoch book, but he don't know that the so-called white man published that book. He was
oh
the
boy,
author of that book.
So why you bringing
Of
up
course,
Enoch?
he
I
didn't
never
want
brought up
nobody to
Enoch.
believe that he's Esau in that book.
Shazak, listen, Panah, have y'all ever heard me bring up Enoch?
I heard you say
Nah, I can't recall ever.
I
But
don't bring up Enoch, man, unless we going in
No,
and reading
brother,
in the
you
book of
brought it
Enoch.
up
I don't bring
earlier. Not in
I don't
this
bring up Jasher.
conversation, but you know, you was here earlier 5 hours ago
I
bringing that
never,
up.
I never
Brothers
used the
got
book
it.
of Enoch. Listen. Let me tell you why I know I have it, because I know y'all don't subscribe to the Enoch, Jasher, the Septuagint. So I don't even use none of that to prove my points. I just use what we got. Y'all like Josephus? I bring out Josephus. Y'all like the Zonovan dictionary? I bring that out. I play within according to y'all rules, man. I never brought out Enoch to prove anything.
all right, all right. Let me know when you're ready, cause
Yeah.
I'm sitting here Genesis 9:27.
Let's go. Who is it? Wait, come on, this better not be you. Who brought me in?
This is Kawana.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
So look, all right. So it's saying that God shall enlarge Japheth, right? Now, what
Yeah.
is this? What is the understanding that you have here for enlarge?
Okay. Well, this is right after Noah, Ham, uncovered his father's nakedness, and Shem and Yafet walking backwards to cover him up. Shem, it says, "Blessed be the Lord God of Shem. Canaan should be his servant. God shall enlarge Yafet, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem." So that's showing you that Yafet is going to be enlarged and is going to be dwelling in the tents of Shem. The tents of Shem is ours, our land.
So
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 he's
hold
being enlarged and he's going to dwell in our tents. Go ahead.
so hold on. So that word for enlarge in the actual Hebrew that I'm looking at, that word here is H6601. I'm looking at the Hebrew text.
Hold on, let me get there with
It,
you. Let me get there with you. Hold on.
it's Yapatha in the Hebrew. Yapatha, right?
Hold on,
Yapath.
let me get there with you. Let me get there with you. I don't want to lie and say, yeah. Hold on. I gotta
Mhm.
watch y'all, man. Y'all be slick.
Nah, I'm probably. Hey,
Yeah,
wait
you
a minute, hold
straight up.
on.
You straight
Now
up.
you
You
know
you,
who you
you
talking
straight up.
to. I'm the first one to take the word and put it in the chat for you.
I know you do, and I appreciate that, bro. That's why I rock with you. I rock with you, man. Hold
Yes,
on.
I'm not even trying to be slick. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me stick to my script here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So
Enlarged. Wait, where was
so,
that?
so we can see
Enlarged.
together. How about that?
I bet. Hold on. I'm right
Trying
there
to
with you. Would you say it was
copy.
strong? What strong number did you say?
H6601. I'm just
Okay.
looking at in the actual Hebrew. It says Yapatha, right?
Yeah. Pasta. Yeah.
Yapath, right? So the point is, that word. If you look at the meaning of the word, it says make roomy, right? For the first part of that definition. Do you
Yeah.
have do you have the actual King James concordance for this word as well?
What from the Strongs or the King James itself concordance?
Just the King James concordance that shows you every place this word is.
Yeah. I see this. Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
All right, cool. So you see it's 28 occurrences.
28 occurrences. Yes.
All right. And you see every occurrence here Does it tell you what the definition is at every occurrence?
Yes, it does.
Cool.
I see one, two, three, four, five, six, seven,
You got one.
eight words.
Yeah, right. So the point is, I'm looking at every word here, right? I'm just gonna
Yeah.
read the words off that I'm getting here, right? I got 7 times for entice. I got 6
Mm-hmm.
times for deceive. I got 3
Mm-hmm.
times for persuade. 2
Mm-hmm.
times for deceive. 2 times for enticed. 2 times for silly. 1
Mm-hmm.
time for allure.
Mm-hmm.
One for enticeth. 1 for
Mm-hmm.
flatter. 1 for flattereth, and 1 for persuaded. And out of all of those times, I've only got 1 time for enlarge, and that's
Okay,
in
now
Genesis
let me ask you this. Now let me ask you this.
11.
That one time that it's enlarged,
Hmm.
right? What does it align itself to? Are you looking online or are you looking in the book?
I'm looking at 3 different things at the same time, because I'm looking at,
No, I need you to look at one thing though. I need you to just look, I
yeah,
just
go ahead.
need you to look at this one thing right here.
Hmm.
Listen.
Hmm.
The one just tell me this. The
Hmm.
time that it says enlarged, what scripture does that correlate to?
They put it with Genesis 9:27.
Then what we talking about?
The reason why I'm saying that is because when you look at this word as a whole, right? Every other place that is used in reference to being deceived or a person being gullible or silly. Um, in other words, like they're not
No,
smart.
no, no, no. You
Made
said it
dumb.
was only one. You said it was only one time. Okay, all right. Let's do
Judah,
that. I'll
Judah,
take that. Go
see,
ahead.
that's what I was trying to tell you last time, according to this Genesis 9:27.
Listen, I feel you. Now
Hold on.
listen though. Listen. But now, even if we take that, which that's not we. Kawan just told us that it aligned with enlarge, meaning to spread out, right? But listen, let me take that. I walk with you on that. So you saying it means to make silly? Who are the airheads on this earth?
The airheads on the earth are the people like the Australian Aboriginals, the what's the Polynesians, right? When you go into the Persian Medes, right? Astyages, when you go into the Apocrypha, even when you go into history, King Cyrus, when he went into Media territory, which is southern Russia, remember they went from all even like the Eskimos, you know that they're Japhetic. When you go into the Eskimos, right? The Eskimos eat whale blubber raw, like they literally drink blubber, eat blood. They do all of those types. I mean, eat blubber, drink blood, right? They're an abased race mentally, right? Even when Cyrus
So
came in and made a treaty, hold on. Even when Cyrus came in and made a treaty with the Medes, Astyages willfully served them. When the Edomites came into Macedonia, the Etruscans, the ancient Greeks, the Pelasgians, etc., they willfully served Alexander. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, there were wars, but they could be easily persuaded. Like that's what the scriptures is talking about, the Japhetic people.
all right. So now let me ask you because you said this last time we was on the talk. You said that the airheads were the white people.
No, never
That's what you said.
Judah, what? I know what I said.
You said that the airheads.
I
You
know what
did
I
say that.
said.
But listen. But I'm not.
No, I
That's
didn't.
cool. I could be mistaken. I could be mistaken.
You know that I believe that Esau is the so-called white man. You know that.
But listen, were there Eskimos living during the time? Were there Eskimos during this time that we talking about right now?
Of course, there was Eskimos
So
living.
there was Eskimo. So there was Eskimo. So people lived. So the
I'm not
land.
talking about when Japheth was
Yeah. I'm
told what
talking
he was
about
going
when
to
Jeff
be,
said.
but
I'm talking about Jeff
during the
said.
times of biblical times,
No,
like
no. I'm talking
when
about
they
the
spread
time
out
of
on the
Jeff said.
earth.
I'm
No,
saying
because they
before
wasn't
we
even
spread
born
out.
yet. It was only
All right,
8
great.
people.
Okay, great. So now, out of what would you say? Like when we look at Japhet, right? And you saying that that it means to make silly or airhead, right? And then when we look at the sons of Japhet, and we see Gomer And then when you look up Gomer, that means the Celtic families or the Celtic families. You see Magog, Madai,
but
Devon, which are the Greeks. So now, how are the? You see Ashkenaz, you see Tarshish. Um, how are these the airheads?
okay, so what you're not understanding is throughout history, the Celtics were Israelites that went west into Europe, right? I'm gonna show you something, right? Let me just show you something,
It's a book by the name of the Black Celts that you need to read, Judah.
right? Go to First Chronicles 2 and 6.
Con, I got.
Matter of fact, start from verse 5.
All right.
No, start from verse 4. Start from verse 4.
First Chronicles 2 and 4. Salaki, I want to change the view on this Bible. Hold on. Okay. First Chronicles chapter 2 and verse 4. And Tamar, his daughter-in-law, bare him Pharez and Zerah. All the sons of Judah were 5. The sons of Pharez, Hezron and Hamul. And the sons of Zerah, Zimri and Ethan and Haman and Kakol and Dara, 5 of them all.
Okay, so now you see these are sons of Judah. Well, remember the story of Zerach and Paraz. One twin came out with his hand and they put the red scarlet thread around Zerach's hand, but it went back in. Then Paraz came out, and then the midwife said, let this breach be upon thee, because they were fighting. It was almost like the same scenario with Esau and Jacob, but these two twins, they were fighting over the messianic birthright. So Paraz came out first. I'm going into some history for you, right? When Paraz came out, the midwife said, let this breach be upon thee. So when you go into the history of Judah, is a tribe, but Judah had two kingdoms. A lot of people don't understand this. This is why this story in Genesis 38. Matter of fact, bring that out real quick. Genesis 38, when it's talking about the red, the scarlet.
Con, con. So this is the book of Genesis, chapter 38. Let me see. What do we want? Want me to start from the top, or you want me to jump down?
You could
Let me see.
start from where when the
It's
twin got
actually
born.
all right. Cool. So this is Slovakia. I'm going down the verse. I think it's like in the 20s. That's when they did the trial on Tamar. Here we go. I got it. This yeah, it's 26.
Hmm.
So okay, 27. And it came to pass in the time of her travail that behold, twins were in her womb. 28. And it came to pass when she travailed that one put out his hand, and the midwife took and bound upon his hand a scarlet thread, saying, this came out first. 29. And as it came to pass, he drew back his hand, that behold, his brother came out. And she said, how hast thou broken forth? This breach be upon thee. Therefore, his name was called Pharez.
Okay, so the reason why I brought that out is because when you go into history, now go to First Kings 4 and 31, because Europe wasn't Europe the what can I say the prominent places of Europe in history and antiquities was ruled by Judites, much of it, and some northern kingdom, but much of it Judah that came from Zerach, because the kingdom was given to Perez. This is where Boaz, Jesse, David, Solomon, Rehoboam, all the way on down to Mashiach Yahushua. That was the kingdom of Perez, right? So when you go into these relics and when you go into these coats of arms and when you go into a lot of the historicity of the palaces and governments of Europe, especially Western Europe, like the Celtics, like the Gaelic, those of Northern Ireland, those were the children of Zerach, right? Even the Trojans, right? I'm gonna show you something. So read that First Kings 4 and
Wait,
31.
wait, 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 wait. Did you just say
Hold on.
that? The Gauls are from Judah. Did you just say that?
I said much of them. The Gallics, the Gallics, they used to war with the Romans all the time, right? The Gallics were Israelites. They were Israelites. This is where you
No,
get the word Galatia from.
no. That's
Paul
not
wrote the letter
true.
to. Yes, it is,
That's
bro.
not true.
Yes,
No,
it
that's
is,
not
brother.
true. That's not true.
So I'm
Go. We weren't up. We weren't ruling when we was
that's
in
not,
Galatia. And the Galatians
brother,
and all the
brother.
homosexuals. That wasn't
Judah,
us.
Israelites.
I got a video for you, Judah. I'll send it to your
Okay.
back chat. I'm gonna find
I
it for
send
you
me
right now.
that.
Wait,
But
hold on.
I'm
First
gonna go to
Kings 4. Wait,
Josephus, and we gonna
first.
see who these brothers is. Go ahead.
Hold on. First Kings 4 and 31, real quick. Bring
And
that up.
I ain't forget about you, Judah. This is First Kings 4:31. For he was wiser than all men, than Ethan the Ezrathite, and Herman and Kakal and Darda, the sons of Mahal, and his fame was in all nations round about.
This is talking about Solomon, and it says
Con,
he was wiser than Calcol. Oh, Salakia, Salakia. You there?
Con,
It says he was wiser than Calcol, right? Calcol was a son of Zarok. This is the coat of arms of the rulers and founders of Ireland, Northern Ireland. You see that red hand, Judah? You see the red hand?
Hold on. I'm refreshing it.
In my PTR.
What red hair? I see a
Red
You mean?
hand, the red hand.
Oh, red hair. Yeah. I see it.
So the children of Zerah that came from the tribe of Judah, one of their symbols to show that so basically there was two kingdoms that was split. That's why the midwife said, "Let this breach be upon thee," because only one of these sons could rule through the messianic line, and that was Perez, right? Where we read about Solomon. So when it says Solomon was wiser than Calcol, there was another kingdom of Judah that was, some of them stayed within Jerusalem, I mean in like Judah, some of them stayed in the land of Israel, etc. But many of them went into in the portions of Europe, right? And so one of their symbols was this red hand. Why? Because it goes all the way back to when he put his hand out, which represented the red scarlet thread, meaning saying he was basically telling Perez, I technically came out first, right? Even when you go into this lion right here, the red lion that's pouncing versus the lion that's couching, which is sitting. When you go into a lot of the palaces of these two royal families of Perez and Zerach, the couching line that's just sitting, that's that's the symbol of Perez versus the couching lion, which is Zerach. So when you go into a lot of this history of Eastern and Western Europe, you still see the Judite families ruling. So even when you go into the word Breton, what does Breton mean? What does Brit mean? It means covenant in Hebrew, Bariath, right? Just like when you go into the Parthians, it's an interchange. The B and the P are interchangeable for covenant. Just like if you go into Hebrew before they went into Babylon, it was barazal in the Hebrew, which is iron, versus parazal. You can go into Daniel chapter 4, verses 15. It'll show you um, the Aramaic translation when it was amalgamated into their language, into the Syriac. So it became parazal. So you'll have Barathia or Brit or breath, right? Which means covenant. This is where you get the word Breton from, or Brit. Then you got Parthians that were to the far east, which were warm with the Romans. Those was Israelites. So what I'm trying to explain to you is just because you see that Japheth went to Europe, that don't mean that those people groups, I won't even say tribes, but they were called other names. They came under names, different umbrellas, right? Celts, Galix, Brits. Those a lot of those were Israelites ruling over Japheth, right? And that's just history because even they were carrying a lot of them. You see, I'll show you another one. I'll show you another one.
And what? Let
Um,
me ask you, what year? What year are you talking about? What time frame are you talking about?
this goes back all the way to the fourth century BC and even beyond 8th century, right? This is fact. Hold on, I'm gonna show you another one. Like the
So
Trojans and all of them. Hold on.
you saying from the
Uh,
year 400 to when?
I
You
said
saying from the year?
so you got much of the amalgamation when the Greeks started to rule, right? When the Gallics and stuff are on the scene, that's about the fourth century. But the establishment of these kingdoms can go all the way back to beyond the 8th century.
Okay, all right. Now let me show you this. Um, well, yeah, Kawan, I sent you a link on the Gauls.
Con,
Put that,
that video
put
that
that
I sent you out,
yeah.
Yawasop has multiple sources on that, like multiple
Yeah, I could
books
show you
to
a source
show.
too right now.
Con, yeah. So like that video actually breaks down a lot of those sources. So I felt like that would be a good place to start. You know.
Well, I already, I'm beyond starting, but listen. Um, read that link I sent you. Put that up in the at the
All right,
top.
hold on.
Oh, we not
Yeah, I'm not
modded.
modded up, but I can send it to one of the mods though. Hold up.
I sent it to Obadiah. Is Obadiah? You on Obadiah or ties it up? Let me. I put it in the I'm gonna put it in the chat too.
Hey, Panah, that red hand is crazy.
Yeah, that go all the way back to Genesis 38.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna go into the wait. While we waiting for the brothers for the mods to
Cause
wake
I
up.
got listen, bro. I got sources. I just got to
I'm,
dig deep into my notes to prove that these are the children of Zerach. That's why I
all
was trying to
right.
tell you the two kingdoms of Judah. That's why the story's there in Genesis 38. Because
But the only
Perez, huh?
mm-hmm. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your
And,
thought.
and and guess who? And guess who? If you go into Northern Ireland history, guess who they're gonna say is the founder, the founding father of Northern Ireland? Cal Cole. You can go all the way back into the uh the descendancies of Judah, and you'll see Calcol, you'll see Zimri, you'll see Zerach, you'll see Perez. And that's why the midwife said, "Let this breach be upon." That's why I'm trying to tell you when
You
when
saying
when
that
even
Judah went through? You saying that Judah left Israel,
yes,
went through
Israel
the
even
Syrian Empire.
okay
Hold on.
when
Traveled all the way up there. Got on made ships. Traveled all the way to Asia Minor and ruled. That's what you're saying.
yes yeah, when you go into history, right? Somebody give me the book of Ezekiel
Okay.
really quick.
Yo, are the
Give
are
me
the
Ezekiel.
are the mods? Yo, y'all gonna post the link or what? What's up?
They might not be there right now.
I bet.
No, they was
Yeah.
quiet, man. They was quiet, man. They chilling up.
Yeah, yo, I could have sworn Kawan just had a bean, but I ain't gonna say that. No, I ain't gonna say that.
No, I ain't have a bean up.
I ain't gonna say that. No, I ain't.
So y'all can refresh my
Ezekiel,
phone.
Ezekiel,
I'm at work.
Ezekiel
There we
27.
Y'all
go.
read.
There we
Salakia
go.
Ezekiel.
There we go.
Y'all
All
read
right, I'm gonna let you
Salakia
bring
Ezekiel.
that script out, and then just let me bring out my point. But I'm gonna let you bring the script out. Go ahead.
You
Okay,
said
go to Ezekiel 27 and go to verse 6 real quick.
okay. It's the book of Ezekiel 27 and 6. The oaks of Bashan have they made thine oars. The company of the Asherites have made thy benches of ivory, brought out of the isles of Kittim.
Now, so we see that the world worked together, right, around that, that all the areas that were located around the what? Around the Mediterranean Sea. And the Lord is saying, even the Asherites, right? Which is the children of Ashur, right? So let's go down. Let's go to Ezekiel 20, Ezekiel 20. Salakia, give me 1 second, Baba Kasha. One second, 1 second. The Bible, it's a book of books. It's like a
Con,
library. Let me get Ezekiel. Ezekiel. Now, the when was Ezekiel? 7th century, right? BC, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it. Ezekiel 20. Dang. All right, Ezekiel 27 verses verses 16. It starts from 16.
Con. Ezekiel chapter
Oh, no, no, no.
27.
Matter of fact, 14. 14. Start from there. 14.
Con. It's the book of Ezekiel chapter 27 and 14. It says, they of the house of Togarmah traded in thy fairs with the horses and horsemen and
No,
mules.
no, no. Start up at verse 13. That's even better.
It's the book of Ezekiel 27 and 13. Javan, Tubal, Meshach, they were thy merchants. They traded the persons of men and vessels of brass in thy market.
So they would literally had slave auctions around all along the Mediterranean. Javan, Tubal, Meshech, all of those areas of where the Russian steppe, right? So we
Where,
know
where you at? Where
that
you at, Ezekiel? What script you just read?
Ezekiel
Ezekiel 27 and
27
13.
13. So this is Greece, the original Grecians, Tubal and Meshech, which is the Russian steppe, right? Where you had these Japhethites, right? But go ahead.
God. It's the book of Ezekiel chapter 27 and 14. They of the house of Togarmah traded in thy fairs with horses and horsemen and mules.
So this is going a little more east, where Gomer, right? Where we had Gog. So this is even going into the Medes. This is all the area of the Medes, Russia. Even that's why you had Eskimos and things of that nature in those Iceland regions, right? But they were a part of the business of these establishments in the land of the Gentiles and surrounding the Mediterranean, right? Every man, every nation had their hand in some type of establishment of these coasts of the Mediterranean, like the Phoenician Empire, right? Kittim, things of that nature. But go ahead.
Verse 15. The men of Dedan were thy merchants. Many isles were the merchandise of thine hand. They brought thee for a present horns of ivory and ebony.
So they selling merchandise, just like you see in Revelation 18. They were all trading and establishing each other's kingdoms through trade. What? Go ahead.
Verse 16. Syria was thy merchant by reason of the multitude of the wares of thy making. They occupied thy fairs with emeralds, purple, and broidered work, and fine linen, and coral, and agate.
Yep.
Want me to keep reading?
Yeah, keep going.
Verse 17. Judah and the land of Israel, they were thy merchants. They
See
traded
that?
in thy. Mhm.
Judah and the land of Israel, right? But it's gonna get specific. Go ahead.
Con. Judah and the land of Israel, they were thy merchants. They traded in thy market wheat of Minnith and Panah and honey and oil and balm.
Keep going.
Verse 18. Damascus was thy merchant in the multitude of the wares of thy making, for the multitude of all riches and the wine of Helbon and white wool.
So
Yep,
let
one
me
more
ask you,
verse. Wait, one
when
more
you let
verse.
me,
This is what I wanted. What's one
okay,
more
go ahead.
verse?
Now this is verse 8. This is verse 19. Dan also and Javan going to and fro, occupied in thy fairs, brought iron, cassia, and calamus were in thy market.
So when you go into this history, we see that Dan, right, and those of Arabia, Judah, and all of these places, they all had a hand in everything that was going on in these isles of the Gentiles, right? Because we know that this is what this is talking about, the Phoenician coast, right? And it's mentioned in Kittim. We're not gonna go through the whole chapter, but my point in telling you this is that many Israelites, especially Judah and especially Dan, were amalgamated amongst the European Isles, which were the ancient Celtics, the ancient uh, uh, Gaelics, the Goths, right, and the Britons, right, and many Scythians, right. The Israelites were amalgamated amongst the Scythians too, right. The people of when it says the house of Amri, when you go into Amri, it's Hamri, where when you go into the interchangeable consonants, they were called Gimri. Even when you get the translation now, we have a transliteration now, it's Germany, right? So a lot of Israelites ruled these countries in Europe. So I just showed you certain signs. This is why they didn't just overthrow the Romans and become the medieval age and just start a stop. They were already there with power. The Romans were warring with Gaelics to the west, right? These were Israelites warring and trying to get the Edomites off of the Roman seat, right? And overthrow them. But you can go into that history. That's why Paul was writing to those in the country of Galatia, because they established themselves after many wars with the Romans, because they were the Galatians were the Gaelic, which were Israelites.
Okay, so what I see, and I'll just respond to this, and then I want to bring up my point. What this was all written about in Ezekiel 27 was to the king of Tyre, right? So
Right,
these were all of his merchants. This is why Tyre was so great, because it was a port. It was like a well, it says what it was in verse 3. It says, "And say unto Tyrus, O that thou art situated at the entry of the sea, which are a merchant of the people for many isles." And isles can mean lands. So for many lands. Thus saith the Lord God, O Tyrus, thou hast said, I am perfect beauty. But then it goes in to speak about all of the lands and all of the peoples that traded with Tyre. So then when you got down to 17, which said Judah in the land of Israel, they were thy merchants, meaning that we were their merchants. We wasn't ruling. We was just trading with them. That's what that is.
I'm just I don't think you're getting it. I'm showing you that
Hmm.
Judah and Dan had involvement in the establishments of these isles too. So if they had establishments if they had a hand in in this establishment, they were also amalgamated amongst these people, which is true history. Like the Trojans. Trojans were Israelites. That's what I'm trying to. The Vikings were the tribe of Dan. Where does the word Denmark come from?
The Trojans are Israelites too. That's what you just said.
Yes, the Trojans were a mixed. The Trojans were mixed, and many of them were Israelites. Yes, I'm trying to tell you that.
The
We
Trojans.
got sources. We have sources,
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. The Trojan War started right after, not too long after we came up out of Egypt.
brother. I, brother, did see you're not understanding an anachronism. You're not understanding that.
Oh, man, y'all with these, and listen, an anachronism
No,
is
it's
an error.
not. No, you're
Anachronism errors.
no,
The
brother.
Trojan War started in about 1200 BC. We were just coming out of the Exodus,
Right.
not too
That's it.
much before that.
But they
So
weren't
how
caught. They weren't. But wait,
we
I'm
we
just
we didn't even have we
brother,
was in the era of our judges. We didn't
That
even have,
wasn't.
brother.
Hey, just, and I'm gonna drop back down after this. 1200 BC is during the time of the judges.
yeah,
Right.
that's what I,
During the time of the judges.
And
yeah.
what do
So
you
we,
have in Judges? And what do you have in Judges 17? What happened?
but we didn't
What
have
was
kings at the time of judges.
we didn't? You're right. But hold on, Judah. Where was the tribe of Dan located in the tribe of in the times of Judges, which was the fall of the Bronze Age? Where
Um,
was
that was again. We was coming at the fall of the Bronze Age. Wait, hold on. Let
which
me
was around 1200 BC? We were already in the land for about 200 years, brother.
wait. No, wait. At 1200 BC, again, the 1200s BC was during the time of judges. We didn't have any kings then. King Saul
Brother,
didn't come. King Saul didn't come until 1000 BC.
brother, and
King
so why? Hold on, listen. We're not talking about King Saul. Israelites before. You think Israelites were just stationed in the land of Israel?
no, no.
Remember in the
Wait.
days of Judges. Remember in the days of Judges, what was Israel doing? They was
Listen,
following after the heathen.
we were in our lands. We just came out of the Exodus. We
So
wasn't
so
stepping nowhere like that.
so have you ever heard of the Danube River?
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
Okay,
DAN.
where UBE.
Yeah,
So the Danube, where's
yeah.
that located? Where's that located?
I don't know. It's the top of my head. Hold on. I'll tell you. Give me 1 second. It is. Where's the new? I don't have it in front of me. Go ahead and tell
Okay,
me.
it's at the Russian steppe, like I was saying,
Okay.
right?
All
It
right.
flows all the way through Europe and throughout the between the Black Sea. So now, the reason why I'm saying that is because prior to the Danube River being called the Danube River, right? It was because of the migrations of the tribe of Dan, because Dan was in northern Israel, and Dan was very involved in the Mediterranean trade. If you're trading with people, if you're trading slaves, like we just read, right, you're
Yeah.
also involved in similar economic power and infrastructure that you're building, and also them yielding their locations to you. Now we know that Dan committed a great apostasy against the Most High. And I'm trying to tell you that many of the children of Judah were amongst that.
All right.
That's
So
why we
look.
read Ezekiel.
So for the Danube River, right? It passes through 10 countries: Germany, Austria, Slovakia, Hungary, Croatia, Serbia, Bulgaria, Romania, Moldova, and Ukraine. So
And
you
where is
telling me
Ukraine?
that the Danube River is named after the tribe of Dan?
Yes, this is actual scholarship. Yes, my brother. You
No,
laughing, but you never knew this. I'm trying to pick your brain so you could go research this.
that's good.
Several
That's good.
scholars have several
Look,
scholars have said this.
listen, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write that down. The Danube River is named after Dan.
Yes.
In hold on. Let me see what the Nubi means. I can't what it's called the Nubi. Listen. This is the etymology of the word Danubi. Danubi is an old European river name derived from the Celtic Danu or Don,
And
which it's which
what it say?
wait.
Who's
Mm,
the Celtic? Who's the
No,
even
Celtic? I
better.
just told you that.
you here, son. I gotta hold you here. Listen, let me read this real quick. Danubi is an old European river name derived from the Celtic Danu or Don, both Celtic gods. Listen now, the river is named after Celtic gods, which itself derived from the Proto Indo-European language Danu. Other
Which is
European,
Dan.
other man, this ain't got nothing to do with us, man. This is what I'm talking. Y'all
Ak.
be inserting that
Ak.
you
Ak. I'm just
put up.
asking you. This is just the shallow end of it. Now go do more research. Go to all of the archive sites. Go to all of the sites you can find sources. They're gonna tell you this. What I'm telling you, Ak. I'm just not making this up.
Read the
I,
book. Read
but
the book. Read the book. The Black Celts. Read that book.
all right, bet. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna order it. They or get it. Go pick it up if they got it at Barnes and Noble. So look, now this is my point that I was bringing in with the Gauls. When you click on the link, right, right, and we see they were a Celtic people of mainland Europe. We see a statue of the Gauls right there, of a Gaul right there. But I wanted to scroll down. If you scroll down, it says they were spread over France, Belgium, for all my Belgian waffle lovers. I'm a pancake guy myself. But France, Belgium,
Go ahead, Ak.
yeah, France, Belgium, Switzerland, Southern Germany, Austria, and the Czech Republic. Now look, look, it says by virtue of controlling the trade routes along the river systems of the Rhone, the Rhine, Seine, and the Danube, right? So now, what I want you to do is go down to where it says physical appearance. Scroll down to where it says physical appearance. It's right after name and history, right? And I'm gonna read what it says. What's Josephus wrote about them too. But this is from the 4th century Roman historian Ammianus Marcellinus wrote that the Gauls were tall, light-skinned, light-haired, and light-eyed. Almost all Gauls are tall and fair-skinned with reddish hair. Their savage eyes make them
Wait,
fearful
wait,
objects.
wait, wait. Who wrote about them?
This is a 4th century Roman historian
A
Ammianus.
fourth century Roman historian.
Yeah, yeah. But they said red here, but I read. I'm gonna read one other that says blonde. But check this out. Check this out. Um, he says, their savage eyes make them fearful objects. They are eager to quarrel. You know, just let them. I know white boys be quick to fight in the boss and excessively truculent.
Hey, hey,
Yeah,
I got a question for you. What does Irish mean?
Irish. I don't know what the word Irish means.
Okay,
It's
so you ever heard of like down in like Guyana where they say yeah,
I
Irie, or you ever heard of irate?
fiery. Yeah.
He's irate. Well, that goes back to Hebrew, ayar, ayash, which is angry man. So
Okay.
yeah, so
All
that just shows you. So when I'm trying to tell you about the Celts, this is what I'm saying, they fighting and this and that. That goes back to Israelites warring with
right.
uh Eastern Europe because
Before you get
how
there,
did wait,
let,
hold on.
let me just finish this before you go
Remember,
there.
remember, Europe was divided from the East and the West. And what was taking place, even when you go into Constantine, he wanted to unify Europe with the Christian religion. Him coming from Western Europe, York, and going into established Constantinople, which was kind of like the passageway between Asia, North Africa, Northeast Africa, Asia, etc. So the reason why you had Gaelic wars to the west, warring against the Romans, was for that territory. And those Gaelics, well, those Gauls were Israelites who were in Western Europe.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree. But let me finish. Let me finish.
Yo,
Finish this.
I'm showing you all the evidence and those coats of arms.
But let me show you what I, what I've come to. Let me show you something. Hold on. Hold on. hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me finish reading this first. Okay. So it says, when in the course of a dispute, any one of them calls in his wife, a creature with gleaming eyes, much stronger than a husband, they are much more than a match for a whole group of foreigners, especially when the woman with her swollen neck and gnashing teeth swings her great white arms and begins to deliver a rain of punches and kicks like missiles launched by the strings of a catapult. Now, hold on, let me go a little bit further. First century Greek historian Diodorus Siculus described them as a tall, generally heavy built, very light skinned and light haired, and long hair and mustaches. The Gauls are tall of body, with rippling muscles and white skin. Their hair is blonde, and not only naturally so, but they make it their practice to increase the distinguishing color by which nature has given it. For they are always washing their hair in lime water, and they pull it back from their forehead. You ever see white boys do that? They pull it back from their
Black,
forehead.
listen, black people do that too.
Hold on.
Black
They
people, hold on. Black people put lime in their hair. You could literally go and find Jamaican
I'm not
Jamaican
saying
gel. Hold
I'm
on,
not saying
Jamaican gel with lime in it.
look, I'm not saying we don't. Let me just finish what they say, So they pull it back from their forehead to the top of their head to the back of their neck. That's what white boys do. Some of them shave their beards, while others let it grow a little. And their nobles shave their cheeks, but
What's
they
that
let their
sauce?
but they let their this is the link up top when we clicked on it.
Okay. I
And we,
thought it was a source, but you know that there's actual books and sources that tell you
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
the Celts was
yeah.
black eye.
I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you the actual books. Like I said, we could go on Josephus too. But look, it says, and then the nobles shave their cheeks, but let their mustache grow until it covers their mouth. Now, let me tell you who one of their top boys was. Hold on, wait. Let me get there first. Let me get there. Jordanes, in his Origins and Deeds of the Gauls, indirectly describes the Gauls as light-haired, large-bodied by comparing them to the Caledonians as a contrast to the Spaniards. Hold on. Let me go back. Where was I at? Now let me show you this. Then when you click on the list of the Gaulish tribes, right? These are the list of the Gaulish tribes. And then you go down and you see the statue of a Gaul in Belgium, right? And then it goes down all their tribes. These are white boys, man.
bro.
These tribe. Listen, these names. It's at least, wow. This is at least maybe 50 to 60 tribes, I would say.
The reason why you want them to be white so bad is because you already believe that Japheth is the white man
Oh no,
because
no,
the
no.
main
It's not. No, it's not. I don't want them to be. I'm just telling you what they are. When you go down in,
because modern history tells you that the European was the so-called white man. When you talk about Europe, that was Japheth and that was much of Israel in ancient history. Yeah, Japheth
how
was there,
we conquered,
but
if we went
but when you
if
go
we
into Easter, hold on,
captivity.
real quick.
Go ahead.
So through the Samnite Wars, you see the Macedonians get there, right? You see them get there, many of them through the Samnite Wars, but they were many of them were also there in Macedonia all the way reaching the 6th century BC. But when they warred for that area, that was the Samnite Wars. You didn't see a great, massive population of Edomites all throughout Europe, like I mean, white men, Salaka, because you don't believe so-called white men is Esau, but you didn't see that during that time. Why would even Benjamin Franklin say that majority of even in his time, majority of Europe was swarthy and tawny
Well, because
because
well because
many
the
of them were already there.
well because the Greeks had some they had some tones. They had a little bit of tone to them, and that's why the Gauls, like when you got into their areas, they were some straight up white boys.
So
But
if the
look,
hold
it
on,
even has.
wait.
Go
So
ahead.
if the so-called white man is Japheth, and the Greeks, which are the sons of Javan, right?
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
Pelasgians, Etruscans. Literally, they were
No,
black.
the Etruscans aren't from them, though. The Etruscans were Hittites. In
But that's
fact,
another. That's another. That's another. I understand how they could be amalgamated with them, but if we're gonna be using honest scholarship, the
yeah,
people that were
yeah. Using
were
honest scholarship,
they were
they
they
would
were
tell you that
Japheth, right?
no, no. The Etruscans were from the Hittite, and here's a trip part about it
I need
is.
I need I need you to link me to that source.
All right, I'll link it to it. And I'm not gonna say what I was about to say, but the Etruscans are from the Anatolia. They went over there after the Hittite Empire collapsed.
But where did everybody come from?
What you mean?
Anatolia, bruh. Where was
Well, nah, not
Urartu?
no, no,
Where
no.
was Urartu? Where was Urartu?
The
Where was
Hittites are not.
Urartu? Ah,
Listen,
come on.
The Hittites are not originally from Anatolia. The Hittites were in the
What are
land
you
of
talking?
Canaan.
Ah,
Listen,
ah.
listen,
Listen to what you're
listen.
saying.
Let
The
me let me
ark
let me
landed where? The ark
say
landed
what
where?
I'm Ararat. I'm not
Okay,
talking
which is
about that,
Urartu, which is in Anatolia. Ah.
bro. Listen to what I'm saying so you can understand. After we took over the land of Canaan, we pushed the Hittites out, and that's when they went up and over into the Anatolia, over to Turkey. Then when the Hittite Empire fell, they went over to Italy, and those were the so-called Romans or the dark-skinned Romans that we see. The
So
Etruscan
what we would
language,
have to do, hold on, what we would have to do, um, to make you seem right is at the fall of the Bronze Age, when you say
yeah,
we warred with them and kicked them out, we would
yeah,
have to see who was in um Greece at the time, who was in these lands, Kittim and things of that nature at the time
yeah.
at before the 12th century BC, because that's when we really settled in the land, and was when you go to times of
Look,
Judges.
during that time, during the
And
time,
to be honest, many of the Hittites did not war with a lot of the Israelites. You know why? Because of Abraham buying that field of the Machpelah.
From
Hold
Heth.
on. Yeah, but because and they were further north, but that's what I'm trying to explain to you about Dan.
Nah,
Many of the gods of Dan were Hittite gods.
I look, man.
So
I'm not.
so so
I'm gonna watch the joint and I'm gonna read that book and I'm gonna, and then we're gonna talk about that, man. But I don't believe
yeah,
that river was named after the tribe of Dan. It said it was named after the Celtic gods. But
okay,
listen,
so
hold
there's I'll name one historian, and I'm telling you
on, let me my pad. Hold
to chew the meat, spit out the bones. You got Stephen M. Collins. Um, there's other other authors and things of that nature that say the same thing. See what I'm saying? So, what was the
on.
name of the river before it was the Danube? That's what I'm saying. You gotta see how history works.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. If you're looking at the timeline, though, the Israelites didn't even become the Israelites like that until we didn't become a nation until after we came up out of Egypt,
Are you sure
right?
about that?
We didn't be I'm positive about that.
Hey, can
We didn't become a
can I
nation.
can I read something?
Go ahead, read it, bro. Read it. Listen, I understand that Jacob. Listen, I understand that Jacob, you know what I'm saying, is Israel. I understand that. But I
And
know that
I'm
Jacob,
gonna let you read that, Kawan, but you also understand Genesis 35 and 11 when it said we will be a multitude of nations, right? Jacob will be a multitude of nations.
okay, bring
So
it out.
the
Bring it out.
Celts, the Gaelic, the
No, man, don't be y'all trying
All
to
right.
put the
So, all
y'all
right.
trying to make
Wait a
every
minute. So,
y'all make everybody
you said. Remember what you said. You said Israel wasn't a nation until when?
until we came up out of Egypt and went to our land. That's when we
All
really
right.
became, we
Huh?
All
became to
right.
ourselves.
All right. All right. Watch this. This is Genesis 25 and 23.
That's all.
And the
23.
Lord and the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb.
Not even try that, nigga. Don't even try that.
So wait a
Y'all
minute. I'm
That's
gonna read it
funny.
again. I'm gonna read it again. This is Genesis 25 and 23. And the
Go ahead.
Lord, this is not me, this is the Lord
Go
said
ahead.
unto her, two nations are in thy womb. So was there a nation in the womb?
Yes, there was. Yes, there was.
What nation was that? It was the
Now,
nation of who and who?
Edom in the nation of Israel.
Okay, I yield.
Okay, that's good. That's cool. I'll let you have that one. That was slick. That was slick. He had a little dagger.
but
Ah, right,
but
with it.
honestly, right? So I'm gonna encourage you again. Now you got some more homework to do. Now you
Listen,
gotta
I
go.
am
Hold
homework.
on,
Homework.
Ak.
I'm trying to get you, y'all love Southern niggas, man.
Yo, I'm trying to tell you, because you gotta
Y'all,
understand. You gotta understand. Well, listen, you have to understand something. People honestly just think when Israel went in the land, they just looked around and say, and start, you know, twiddling their thumbs and picking flowers and stuff and damn, just running in and out of tents. No, they was building, they was trading, they was navigating. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't just sitting there doing nothing, right? They was a nation and they was also blending in with other nations too. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? They
Yeah,
got they even before the children of Israel was taken from the northern kingdom, not even all of Israel. When the Lord says the whole seed of Israel was cast out of his sight, people read that and think that the Assyrians came and took every single Israelite. When it says the whole seed of Israel was cast out of his sight, meaning he didn't see them no more as his people, right? Even though some of them was in the land, because only approximately like 27,000 from Samaria went and was taken into Assyria. Then when you go into the book of Kings, it'll tell you save the poorest of the people stayed in the land. That's why when Nehemiah and them came back, they Nehemiah was like, yo, these niggas look like a whole completely different race. They speak in a whole different language. They run around looking like Moabites and Edomites, and they're actually compromising the law, right? So the children of Israel was doing that even in those times, right? And it was doing that during the times from the 12th century BC, the times of um, the 12th century BC, all the way down through the times of Solomon, etc., etc. Israel was
Even
just not sitting there in a damn in their land, only. They was going off into the other nations.
okay, but even with all that, we cannot say that Esau, that Isaac, because we love to say you're for you are what your father is, right? We cannot say that Isaac created a Caucasian man. When we say, and
Why not?
I'm just gonna yield on this. I'm gonna yield on this. Just give me like 2 minutes. Um, Esau is what his father is. Esau is what his brother was. The only difference between the two, and what we read last time in Josephus, was that one came out hairy and the other came out smooth. Now I understand that a lot of brothers say, "Oh, well, smooth can mean his mannerisms or you know what I'm saying? How we smooth. But no, literally, when he told Rebecca, how can I go into my father and ask him for the blessing? I am a smooth man, and my brother Esau is a hairy man. So he's talking about the smooth, like smooth as a baby's butt. When you come out, we came out smooth, and Esau came out hairy. When it's talking about red, it's talking about the color of his hair. Just
We
like when
already
y'all was,
went it.
just like when we was
We
talking about rain skins.
No, it's
We
not.
was talking,
See, Judah, you
what?
keep running to the same brick wall.
Listen, no,
You,
no, it's not a wall at all.
Jordan is my favorite. Listen, Jordan is my favorite basketball player. But
Go
you,
ahead.
but you running into that same Detroit Pistons defense every time. Listen,
Well, no,
I'm
it's not.
I'm trying to explain. We
I mean,
already went down this road, Judah. Look,
yeah, but and
when
what
it
was the conclusion?
says when it
What was the conclusion?
says you got to understand how the Hebrew works. Ak. Yes, he was a hairy man, but when she
No, he
was speak,
out the
it was
womb.
double fold. Ak, ak.
Out the
It
womb.
was
Womb, he was
listen.
hairy.
No,
That's why they call
you
him
said he
Esau.
was a smooth man.
Let me
Listen,
know
No,
when you're ready. Let me know when you're ready. I'm
give me
sitting
that
on it.
precept. Give me that precept real quick.
All right, Con. So I'm gonna read it in Genesis first, and then I'm gonna go to it. So
real quick,
we're at Genesis
Kawan,
25, right? Mm-hmm.
did you look at them ram skins, Kawan?
Hold on,
Con.
Ak. Let the scriptures read first. That's because you brought this up.
So at Genesis 25 and 25, it says, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they
No, I
called
don't
his
want
name
that one.
Esau.
I want when he went to go get his blessing in Genesis 27.
Oh, you
Because
want to
we
go to
went down
27?
this road.
I
Yeah.
was gonna go. I was gonna go into the hairy garment, but if you want, I go there.
Yeah, Exodus 26 and 14. But he knows that. He just
That's
wants
what.
to listen. He's running into the Detroit Pistons defense every single time. So I gotta
Con.
Come on.
go. Look, I gotta go. I gotta go straight to it. You brought up the smooth and the hairy, right? But go ahead.
All right. So
Read
we're
that.
at 20. We're at 27, right? You wanted 27 and 14.
Uh,
Okay, con. So it says, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 27 and 14. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother, and his mother made savory meat, such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob her younger son. And he put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands and upon the smooth of his neck.
okay. So now we know that he's hairy. We understand that, right? But according to his mannerism and according to what he was predestined is the double full prophecy of what she's getting ready to say. You're trying to make it seem like it's all about skin tone, but what does it mean he was a smooth
No,
man? It was talking
I,
about the way he spoke. It was
no,
talking
I'm
about
not making it a skin tone. Y'all making it a skin tone.
you
I'm
said
saying that
that.
no. I said that Jacob was smooth, meaning he was not hairy. Smooth being the opposite of roughness. Like when you go to kiss a rib and your beard rub up on her, and she say it's rough. She'll let you know if it's rough or not. If you ain't got that oil from Corey or who
Yeah,
she'll tell,
yeah.
she'll tell you she'll tell you
No,
that your joint is
but
rough.
you don't
That
understand the oracles of the Bible in its prophetic sense. Like
I
you could
do understand
literally read.
completely.
Hold on. So I'm trying to give you an example.
That
There are some people that say, "Oh, you can't wear earrings because in the law it says if a servant wanna stay with his master,
yeah,
they
he
can
put it in.
all strike through
It
his
was
ear through the door." That's not
hmm
literal. What that's talking about is meaning your obedience and your adherence to his word is this door is his doorstep. When you are now a servant to him forever, meaning you're to obey him forever. That's just the Bible speaking metaphorically, right? So
that.
it's in many other senses according to prophecy as well. When they say certain things, you can't always take it literal, like the Pharisees did and started wrapping damn scriptures
No,
around arms,
it's
right?
not.
So now watch, Kawan, read.
Salakia. So we're at verse
But we
17.
all but we all are we going to acknowledge the fact that he said he was smooth and his brother was hairy?
We about to get there.
Okay, all right, let's go.
I'm gonna start at 16 again. It says, and she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands and upon the smooth of his neck, and she gave savory meat and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father and said, my father. And he said, here I am. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according as thou badest me.
Now
Arise, I pray thee.
you skipped it really quick.
Mm,
Go to verse 11. It starts at
11.
11.
You got it. So this is Genesis 27 and 11. And Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man.
Now
My,
go into here.
Con. So that word for hairy is H8163. And it's shaggy as a noun, a he goat.
Now, who represents? Now, look up Lucifer right now. Blue Devil. You're gonna see the goatee. Hold on. You're gonna see the goatee, the horns. You're gonna see someone who is venerated as a goat. That's even
Got
going into God Pan, the goat god, right? Going into Revelation 13 and 11, that lamb that spoke like a dragon with two horns, that's another fold of it being the Baphomet. That's what they worship. Yahweh is saying he's going to separate the sheep from the goat. That's just a motif through the Bible. So when it's talking about him being a hairy man, yes, he was literally hairy, but this is uh, 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 the oracular meaning of the Bible, right? Concerning these two men prophetically, right? So give me some of the how many times is a he goat, right? Because listen to what else it translates to this word.
So if you look at the actual KJV concordance, it's 59 times in scripture Of those 59 times, 26 times it's a kid, 21 times it's a goat, 3 times it's goats as in plural, 2 times it's devils, 2 times it's hairy, 2 times it's kids, plural, 1 time it's rough, 1 time it's a satyr, and 1 time it is satyrs, plural.
So now, if Esau's the Arabs, and I could break this down simple as this: the he goat of Daniel chapter 8 was the king of Greece. Them wasn't Arabs. Them was Edomites, right? This is the motif of him being the he goat throughout the scriptures. This is him being that shaggy goat, the rough goat in Daniel 8. This is him being the goat represented in Revelation. This is him being the devil that the Bible speaks of,
Oh,
right?
oh, I'm
So
that.
wait,
But it's a
hold
goat
on,
hairy.
hold on. I know I already agreed that he's hairy. That's just
Is
his
he?
physical
No.
look on
What?
the earth,
He
the
born
longest
hairy? Was
the
he
long
born hairy?
as well as him being wasted away in his complexion. If Esau meant hairy, like the definition you like to put out, why it didn't say his name right here when it said hairy?
The
Because
same
that
reason.
is a devised
The same.
addition to deceive
The
you.
same I'm gonna tell you why. The same reason why you read Supplanter, it don't say Jacob. You can't lean on that. That's a weak argument.
Okay, we'll leave it there. We'll keep reading.
They called him in Genesis 25:25. He came out red. All it says. Hold on. Let me get my Tanakh.
Wait, I
Hold on.
don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I want to get to the smooth man because you talking about
Oh, what you
physicality
mean?
only.
What's the rabbit
So
hole?
so when it
You said.
says he was a smooth man, when it says smooth man, bring that out in concordance Kawan.
So where it says smooth man, let me bring that out here. That's H2509, and that's kalak. That means smooth, especially of tongue, flattering, smooth.
Keep going.
See,
And literally the only occurrences is 3 occurrences: flattering and smooth. That's it.
Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. One sec. So when he said. So now let's see if that makes sense. Let's see if that makes sense. Read. Go to the script where Rebecca wanted him to put to get the blessing. Go to that part where it says move. I want to see something.
Okay, let me see here. Hold on. We'll go back to 11. This is literally
What chapter was that? 22.
Genesis 27 and 10. 11 is where we are.
All right, hold on. Let me get there. Okay, here we go. Go ahead.
So this is Genesis 27 and 10. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. Verse 11. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man.
Some pause. So now, right there where it says smooth, go in the concordance and tell me what that's linked to.
I just dropped it in the chat for you.
What number was that? Because it wasn't the number that you said. What's strong?
H2509.
Huh?
H2509.
All right, hold on. Let me go to it. You said you put it in the chat too.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I see 2509. It says it's from 2505, but I'm gonna read. It says smooth, especially of tongue, in parentheses, especially of tongue,
Yeah.
flat, smooth. Now, when you go to 2505, to be smooth, as smooth stones were used for lots, a portion to separate the deal. Hold on, to separate themselves to be smooth. Okay, so now Let's use common sense. And I'm gonna read out the Tanakh, the same joint we just read. This is a straight Hebrew, right? Uh,
I got the Tanakh here too. What you need?
read read 27:11.
All right. So let's see here. Wyamar, Yapar. Is that what it
No,
says?
man, look at the English, man.
Oh, Salakia. So which word you want?
Just read the verse 27:11.
Okay, so 27:11. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, behold, Esau, my brother, is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man.
All right, now check. Now this is what mine. I got the Hebrew English Tanakh, right? It
Mm-hmm.
says 27:11. It says Jacob answered his mother Rebekah, but my brother Esau is a hairy man, and I am smooth skinned. If my father touches me, listen now, because we know we're not talking about flattery. We know we're not talking about flattery of lips or being in smooth speech, because he follows right up to say what he's talking about. He says, "If my father touches me, you can't touch a voice, even to the point to where Isaac knew he heard. He said, "I hear the voice of my son Jacob. It sounds like Jacob, but he feels like Esau." So when Esau said, "I am a smooth man and my brother's a hairy man," he's not talking about his mannerisms or his speech or flattery. He's saying that he's smooth skinned. It's self-explanatory, because it says, verse 12, "If my father touches me, I shall appear to him as a trickster and bring upon myself a curse, not a blessing." Right? But then she goes on to tell him, right? In verse 15, Rebekah then took the best clothes of her eldest son Esau, which were there in the house, and had her young son Jacob put them on. So he put on a hairy garment, right? And then she covered his hands and the hairless part of his neck, or in your books it may read smooth, right? This word smooth again, smooth of his neck with the skins of goats. Now, let me ask you this. What is the sheepskin? The sheepskin coat. What is that? If somebody got on a sheepskin, like, what is that? Y'all know y'all never rock with sheepskins?
Oh, I have. I know exactly what it is.
What
Judah,
is it?
you're not understanding. Hold on.
Who's that came off mute, man? Y'all gotta stop telling me what I don't understand, because it may be something that you don't understand. It can't be every single conversation me not understanding. When you read,
Judah,
when you read, wait, well, hold on. When you read Genesis 25:25 and every other translation, it says that he came out hairy like a fur coat.
he wasn't born like that. He wasn't damn. What's the name? Chewbacca.
Hey,
Listen,
Ak,
That's what you
you got to
say.
stop with the Chewbacca and the Alf references. Ak. He's not coming out like that.
uh,
That's what Paul say. That's not what the scripture says. Now let me break this down a little
Judah,
bit deeper. In
Judah.
order for it
Hold
to
on.
be read, hold on. Oh, wait, let me say this. In order for someone to be born with red hair, that means they would have to have a recessive trait.
He didn't have red hair.
Let, let me finish. Let me finish. In order for him to have red hair, he would have to. In order for anybody to have red hair, it's a recessive trait, a recessive gene, right? Let me ask y'all something. Do y'all know Laban was an albino?
What?
Wait a minute, Ak. Hold on. All right, you taking us somewhere
Yo,
else. Can I
yo,
I,
we
get with this
look,
Judah,
look, look,
before you go to
Judah,
LaFon? Ak?
Judah,
You
look.
talk about the Syrian
But not,
Judah,
jail?
Judah. I'm about
but
to
not
up.
around
I'm
the
about
world. But
to
listen, just follow up on this. Look up the word LeBron. Come on. Look up
and
the word LeBron.
Wait,
That's
why
what it means.
Ak.
Oh,
I
hold on. Just wait a
I
second.
I I
Panay,
How you get to LaFon, Ak?
my
Wait a
phone.
minute. How did
Hold
you
on.
get over there?
My phone about to die soon. Check this. Listen.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Laban means white because of mountainous regions of Lebanon, the ice caps at the top of the mountains that provided the water. That was the water source for river Hermon.
No,
And
son. No, no, that's not what it is.
no,
He's called white because he was an albino, and this is why. Hold on,
you
and this
crazy,
is why Leah had weak eyes because the gene. I don't know if y'all know albinos. Hold on, before y'all talk.
Judah.
Albinos have weak eyes. This is why. This is why Leah wasn't married. This is why he wanted Rachel.
What?
Laban means because Laban was an albino,
What?
and the recessive trait. Hold on. This is why again Leah had weak eyes, and this is also why Rachel, I'm sorry, Rebecca, she carried the that gene. And this is why Esau's hair came out red. In order to come out red, you have to carry that recessive gene. And see, Jacob knew this. This is why he took advantage of those the goats when he went to work for Laban. He knew that how the speckled goats, and he knew that how that went because they were recessive. This is how he knew. This is how he knew
Uh,
all of this.
get, get
Judah,
Now,
I got one question. I got one
now
question. Are
if
you
y'all think
saying are you saying that Esau came out like a red treasure troll? Is that what you saying? Not
not Esau just smooth on anybody, I'm telling you that Esau came out
uh,
hairy all over
the
like a fur
treasure
coat.
the red treasure troll hair. That's what you saying. He came with all of his body.
Listen, this is what I'm telling you.
Is that what you saying?
I'm telling you, you could
Red
read.
treasure troll hair.
Listen, if you read Genesis 25, 25, in all the translations, right, the majority of them all will tell you that he came out red and hairy. I got a children's Bible for my kids.
uh,
Let me get it. Hold on. Wait, hold on real quick. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. Let me read this. Give me 2 seconds.
my,
Mm,
Hold on.
my
Wait,
God.
wait. I ain't gonna be able to hear you. Just hold on 1 second.
I can't believe he just
he
said that, man.
he. You know what? It was the pause for me because when I asked him, I'm asking like you can't be saying this, and he's like, but you gotta understand. I'm like, nah.
No, don't gotta understand. I I gotta put my phone on the charger and get ready to work tomorrow because this is mad.
God, this is madness. That's why I wanted to go to Exodus 27, 26, and 14, and just go
I,
into that and just
You mean
you know what I mean?
26-14?
Yeah, 26 and 14.
Yeah,
And let
but
him
I don't
break
want
that.
to. No, I don't want to leave this because he doesn't understand that I agree with him with Esau being carrier and
Right,
Jacob being normal, right?
right.
But he doesn't understand the what kind of, for example, like omen nomers,
I
Hmm.
right?
mean, like,
So 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 Judah, right? When Ezekiel, when he put on the when he basically put on those chains and he was walking around and he cut his hair and it went three ways. It was third parts here, third part there, and the third part there. Like those are signs or omens from the Most High, so that when you read prophecy, that people could say, "Oh, this is what the Lord meant in this particular sign," just like the sign of the covenant being circumcision of the flesh was a sign of the circumcision of heart. So, what I'm trying to get you to understand is the spirituality of the Bible. When she said he was a hairy, she was not speaking English like he's hairy. She called him a goat. That's what I'm trying to explain to you,
okay,
which
but
the
what is
goat,
oh,
hold on, hold
but
on,
listen,
hold,
it's a theory.
hold on, Ak. Just give me 1 second, right?
Yeah,
So he was a hairy man, but that's a part of his omen nomer. That's a part of him and his reputation in the earth, which
so Harry David.
hold on, which him embodying the concept that he is the devil, right? So check it. I'm gonna show you this because it says a satir, right? Where the root where you get
I
uh
understand what it's.
hold
I
on, right,
understand.
right. So you got Saturn, okay, which is really um where they go into all of that worship of the Baphomet, Pan, things of that nature. So I just want to show you something. I don't know if I showed you this before, but Isaiah 13 and 21, if you could bring that up, I was a shot before my phone died real quick.
Kind of got it.
Refresh my PTR. That's not my kids, my children's Bible. Read that.
All right, Salak. Let me get this scripture real quick.
That's
Um,
the children's Bible, Ak.
you
Huh?
got the children's
Ak.
Bible.
You got the Precious Moments Bible?
I
No,
got
man, we not doing that.
Yo, yo.
to.
That just
Ak,
explained that you a baby. That's
Ak,
why you a baby in this word.
Yo,
Ak,
I gotta make it third grade for you. I'm 23 years
Ak.
in this
My
word. How long?
man,
I'm
he
I'm
23
went to
years
get the sincere milk for
with
real.
you.
Look, all right, can we read this
23
scripture?
years, bro.
yo,
Oh
Ak.
my
All right.
God.
What? Hold on, Judah. What manuscript this Bible came from?
Look, I gotta make it third grade for you before I bring out the other ten versions. Right?
Ah,
Is it the Jehovah Witness Bible, my book of Bible stories?
No, no, no,
The
no,
yellow
no.
John, right?
Well, let's
God,
read it
God.
together. Let's read it.
With the white people,
Look, look, look,
the
look, look.
white people all in the
Let's
Bible with pictures.
let's read it. Let's read it all together.
yo, I can't believe you pulled out the Precious Moments Bible.
Later, when Isaac was 80 old, Rebekah bore him twin sons. The firstborn had red hair all over like a hairy coat. They called him Esau. Okay.
I now
Now,
tuck babies
see,
in. Say good
that's
night.
third grade, y'all.
Now I lay
Now,
me
we
down to
gotta,
sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. That ain't in the Bible neither, Ak, but I'm pretty sure that's in that book.
You
I mean,
you read that to your kids?
y'all, y'all laughing,
Oh,
right?
I'm stupid.
But it's other versions, though. It's gonna 10 other versions. What, y'all gonna laugh at those too?
You will never do that again. You will never get
Oh,
another Precious Moments Bible verse from
I
me.
have to
Never,
for the brother
never,
on the short button.
never,
I gotta do this. I keep it third grade.
never do that ever again. That's like me going into redfish, two fish, one fish, two fish, redfish, bluefish. And
Sometimes you
trying
gotta
to
do
say
it.
the Esau was the redfish.
Sometimes you gotta do that. Y'all thinking that he came out looking like a damn Cheez-It box. His skin. What are you talking about?
We
Yo,
can't do
this is the
this, man.
funniest night I've ever
He
had.
got to charge
Oh,
his
come on.
phone. We got to do this another day. This is
Yo,
getting
come on.
crazy.
We gotta drink to this and watch the replays and just get bent and just watch the replay.
Yeah, lucky my man Stephen for the call, man, because I really would have been turned up on y'all, man. But look, we going y'all. What y'all want to do? Come on, you want to end it here? You want to pick up? You want to keep going? What you want to do?
You know, we
Because I mean,
always around. Listen, we the easiest people to find on Clubhouse. Like, we could do this anytime.
Right. Yo, I just want to read Isaiah 13 and 21 to show him what I mean concerning anthropomorphism and understanding what Becca was really saying about Esau. Remember,
I
she
agree. I agree
she
with you.
she received the prophecy concerning those two. So at this time, you could clearly see that she told Jacob something. He didn't say no. He obviously was like, give me a birthright. Like she obviously spoke to him like the Lord chose you, right? So when she said your brother is a goat and you go into that Hebrew word one more time
Con,
and smooth, not goat,
Con.
but
Let me run
use
back.
it.
Let me run back to it real quick. So this is Genesis chapter Salakia. This is Genesis chapter 27 and 11, and I'm going into which one? Harry or
Smooth,
Smooth?
smooth.
Okay. So that word at Genesis 27 and 11 for smooth is H2509. Kalak, which means smooth, especially of tongue, flattering, or smooth.
So it's talking about like when somebody say, yo, he's smooth, man, he's a smooth talker, he's smooth, right?
Man, that's not what he taught.
Uh,
That's not in the
does that
context
mean
of what he's talking
does that
about, though.
mean hold on, no, yo, you've ever told somebody, yo, man, yo, that's a smooth brother. You know what I'm saying? That
I
my,
understand that.
my
But when Jacob
he
said
was
I'm a smooth man, he wasn't talking about how fly he was. That's not what he was talking
it's
about.
nothing about being fly, but it's a mannerism, right?
Yo, man, he's talking about his skin, man. This is why he says the opposite of that is hairy.
I
He
don't
said, I'm smooth,
come
man, and
on,
my brother is hairy.
one
That's what
did
that means.
one
Yo,
did
man, they're trying to make it
you
seem like
don't
it
listen,
means that it's,
Judah.
come
You do
on,
not
man.
listen. I said I understand that already. But what I'm telling you is, how could Esau be the Arabs if throughout prophecy and throughout the motifs of the devil, the he goat, I'm trying to tell you that this is also what she was insinuating, because this was a representation of his omen nomer, or
Listen,
reputation.
I agree.
First,
When I say I don't believe that
wait,
Esau that all Arabs are Edomites. That's not what I believe.
but
When I say Arab, the way you say mixed in Hebrew is Arab. Esau mixed with Ishmael's only daughter,
Ak,
and
just
and he
Ak,
mixed with a Hittite woman.
all right, real quick. Just go to Isaiah chapter 13, verse 20.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 to 21. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there.
So I'm trying to give you a understanding, right? When it says owls, right? I don't want to go too in depth. That's another topic. But the Hebrew word there is ayanana, right? Or yaina, right? When you go into the ancient Assyrian, um, pantheon, ancient Babylonian pantheon, they worshipped the mother goddess Ainana. And you ever see the picture of the mother goddess with the owl feet? Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not literal at this point. She was prophesying. And so when you go into the word satir here, it's the very, what's the word there? Um,
It's the same
one.
word for Harry.
The
I'm gonna go into
same
it right now.
word.
Yeah, it's 8163, and that word is Sair or Sair, shaggy as a noun, he goat by analogy, fawn, devil, goat, hairy, kid, rough, satyr.
So now when it says they shall dance there, so going into the mysticism of the goat being a motif throughout the scriptures, you have and the goat god Satan, right? What she was calling Esau, right? She was calling him the devil. So when it says he shall dance there, what do they say Pan do? Like Peter Pan, when you get Ptah Pan, like the god Ptah in ancient Egypt, he used to dance and play the pipe and do what? Deceive people, the lost boys, right? But I don't want to go too in depth what it was really talking about, but it was pederasty, right? So this is going into exactly what I'm trying to explain to you about anthropomorphism, about the motifs of the scriptures, and it's talking about the spirituality of Esau ruling in the world. So, because sometimes we get mixed up, it really doesn't translate, but wild beasts of the desert shall dance there. It's saying wild beasts of the desert shall there and shall lie there, excuse me, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. When you go into that word doleful, um, hold on, Salakia, it says a howler, lonesome, wild animal. So you're gonna have all these different nations coming where? It's speaking of Babylon. So all these nations gonna come here. But when it says the satir shall dance there, it's talking about putting people. This is Esau, the so-called white man, putting everybody under his spells. Everybody follows them. as the lost children. So this is what I'm trying to tell you, to understand the different layers of the word of God, brother. It's the Lord is very colorful in his speech. It's not just literal. So what I'm trying to explain to you is, when you go into the layers of the Harry, when you go into him being wasted away, that also goes into his habitation being wasted, right? Him being desolated from the planet. That goes into all of that because he is the true deceiver. Everyone's like, Jacob tricked them. Jacob deceived them. Right? Rebecca literally heard the word of the Lord and she told him he is the devil. That's what she was insinuating. But you are the smooth man. You are the choice prince of God. Like, that's what she's trying to explain here. But you're getting caught up in just the one layer of the scripture.